Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Good morning and welcome to Squiz Kids, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Monday, December 14. In Squiz Kids today, Wild Weather Monday. China's flame-throwing hornet drone. Tay Tay and Loki have news. And asteroid showers and kissing planets. That's what's making news, kids style.
The Lowdown.
Beaches from Hervey Bay in Queensland down to Ballina in New South Wales have been closed. Floodwaters have been rising and warnings have been issued for more wild weather today as heavy rain and huge seas continue to batter a large swathe of the eastern coast of Australia. Last night, residents of southeast Queensland and northeastern New South Wales were preparing for a night of heavy rains and flooding, as the Weather Bureau said up to 600 millimetres of rain could fall across the 3-day period. That's almost half of the rain that falls over Sydney in an entire year. High tides and gale force winds were expected to be the icing on the wild weather cake, with forecasters warning waves could reach as high as 7 metres. On the upside, the downpour has put out most of the fires that have been burning on Fraser Island, off Queensland's coast, for the past 2 months, proving the adage that every cloud has a silver lining. Not so positive is the outlook for the world's climate, following a big meeting at the weekend of world leaders to discuss steps to stop climate change. The head of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, said all countries should declare a climate emergency so that the necessary actions could be taken in each country to stop global warming. 38 countries have already declared a climate emergency, including many small South Pacific islands under threat of rising sea levels. Australia is not among those countries. America's incoming president, Joe Biden, has meanwhile promised to hold a climate summit in his first 100 days in office.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in China, where a flame-throwing drone is helping to save villagers from being stung by hornets. The specially equipped drones are being sent up into the trees of Zhong County, where more than 100 hornets' nests are nestled in the uppermost branches. With the flick of a switch, the drone becomes an airborne flamethrower, setting the nests alight and incinerating everything inside them. The villagers there raised the money to buy the special drone after many winters spent hiding from swarms of stinging hornets. A problem they don't have to worry about this year. And yes, there's a link to the flame-throwing drone in today's episode notes.
Pop Culture Corner.
Christmas has come early for Taylor Swift, Indiana Jones and Loki fans, with announcements over the weekend of new music, movies and a TV series from all three of them. Tay Tay surprised fans at the weekend with the release of a brand new album called Evermore, something of a sequel to her mid-lockdown album release earlier this year, Folklore. Meanwhile, fans of Indiana Jones, the swashbuckling archaeologist who first burst onto movie screens 41 years ago with Raiders of the Lost Ark, were excited to learn that Indy will be back next year with a brand new movie, his 5th in the franchise. And speaking of franchises, there's an exciting new Marvel spin-off in the works following the announcement that Thor's brother Loki is about to get his very own TV series, due to be released next year. There's a link to a sneak peek video in today's episode notes.
Spaced Out.
If you're lucky enough to live in a part of Australia that isn't about to be battered by wild rains and storms, you should hopefully have enough clear sky above you tonight and throughout the remainder of the week to catch a glimpse of the Geminid meteor shower. The spectacular light show, visible in the northern part of the night sky and best seen between 2 a.m. and sunrise, occurs every year when Earth passes through the tail of an asteroid, and the small rocks in the tail burn up in our atmosphere. If you miss that, but are still up for some stargazing, keep your neck craned and your eyes open on Thursday night when Jupiter and Saturn are scheduled to kiss, which is to say, come close enough to one another that it will look like they are kissing, which they are not, because, well, planets don't even have lips. Astronomers say to look towards the thin crescent moon in the western skies on Thursday night around 8:30 p.m, and the two planets will be the two bright objects next to it. It's the closest they have been to each other in almost 800 years. Alright team, this is it, the last week of daily Squiz Kids for the year as we all prepare to go on summer holidays. But don't despair, I am not abandoning you completely. I've got plenty of exciting summer programming planned, including a quiz every Monday of the school holidays, the Squizzy Awards, and the first ever Kids vs Adults bumper quiz. Subscribing to Squiz Kids in your favourite podcasting app is the best way to make sure you don't miss out. So don't just sit there, subscribe already.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What's the name of the island off Queensland's coast that has been ravaged by bushfire since mid-October? That's right, it's Fraser Island. Question number 2. What sort of nests were targeted by a flame-throwing drone in China? Yeah, they were hornets' nests. Question number 3. Which singer surprised fans by releasing another album over the weekend? Yeah, it was Taylor Swift.
Shout-outs.
It's December 14, the birthday of Sophie Monk and High School Musical star Vanessa Hudgens. And yesterday was Tay Tay's birthday, so there. It's also International Monkey Day today. A day to celebrate, well, monkeys, what else? Plus, it's only 11 sleeps till Christmas. Have yourselves a very Merry Christmas. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Claire from Brisbane, Chloe from Sydney, Angel from Foster, Amy from Launceston, Austin from Melbourne, Wandre from Albany Hills, Harrison from Pemulwuy, Annabelle from Red Hill, and Sophia from Paddington. And a belated birthday shout-out to Evelyn from Canterbury. And today's classroom shout-outs go to Class 3-4B from Murray Farm Public School, Class 3-6 at Greenthorpe Public School, and Class 5H at Bateman's Bay Public School. And a special shout-out to all the kids at Losedale Public School, where some of the students have created their very own Squiz Kids segment last week. And also to all the kids at Balgowlah Heights Public School who are having their Talent Quest Grand Final today. Best of luck to you all. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout-out, or if you're after a classroom shout-out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out. Squiz Kids is proudly supported by the Judith Neilson Institute for Journalism and Ideas.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.